And welcome back to Let's Play Look Outside. Whoops, I didn't have these screens selected there. I was wondering why everybody was frozen in place. But yeah, last time we completed the Landlord dungeon, as well as numerous loose ends, and Fievel has finally gotten big enough to help us out in the fight, being our third and final child soldier character. Now before we hit the road, we've got a few orders of business to take care of. First off is our tame landmine. Betty is just hanging around in our room now. She's looking good, she's looking good. Also, we got plenty of roaches. Over here is our plant. Let's talk to it yet once again. Hey plant, we need to talk. I have something to get off my chest. Maybe it's finally time to come clean. I just want you to know that I appreciate what you do, plant. You brighten up the room a bit. You don't ask for much in return. What I mean to say is, plant, I love you. Do you, love me? No, I get it. You need a bit of time. I'll give you some space. But we'll also give you some water while we're at it, and take another looky-loo at our plant. It doesn't look good. I've been watering it every day. Sometimes your plant just gets less and less healthy, I've noticed. Whatever the case, let's check the news today. Spent some time browsing news sites. You narrowly missed an article a news site published about the nature of the disaster outside. Apparently, the site was roundly criticized for fear-mongering. All that is left of the article is a published apology from the offending site. You hear a knock at the door. Now, who could that be? We got some social media to check, so why are you so rudely interrupting me? A robed figure stands at the door, hunching from the weight of its oversized backpack. What will you do? Hello? Just let me in. Will you open the door? Now, this guy right here potentially could be another party member, but I know that that is not the case. He gave us a very specific reaction. This is Morton. That's me, Morton. Hello. Now, Morton can potentially be a party member, but he can also show up as a monster. And unfortunately, if he's a monster, you have no choice but to put him out of his misery. So let's do so. Let's have everybody just go to town on Morton right here. And Fievel, it's time for him to just whip out that thing and just start firing away. Fievel does not care about his low stats when he is using a pistol because it just does pretty good damage all around. Morton is quite weak to that, and then Dan's rifle shot comes through. Morton's not much of a problem. Now, recruiting Morton is a pretty unique affair compared to other party members. Hey, Fievel is now level 2 and learned his unique Copy Dad skill. What Copy Dad does is it, well, copies Sam. It copies the last skill that Sam used, allowing Fievel to actually use some of the gamer skills that Sam has, being the only other character in the game who can potentially use them in any capacity. Not super helpful, but it's something there. Bit of a shame that Morton turned out to be a monster, though. I was hoping we could do our little quest with him, because Morton does require that you give him items in order to recruit him. Specifically, all those junk items, those are for Morton. You need 15 junks to recruit Morton. You spend some time browsing social media. More and more eye emojis all over social media. You notice a lot of posts are becoming incoherent. The weirdest is people posting about their day at work, talking about having been stuck in traffic, etc., like they're fantasizing about the worries that they had before this began. Social media makes you feel a bit less alone, but it can be a bit stressful. With that taken care of, just a couple more things we want to do before we leave the house. Let's have a meal just to get everybody a little bit recovered, though it's not going to help us all that much, truth be told. Let's see, we'll go with some raw beef here. We got so much of that. And yeah, we'll just go with some raw beef here. Where's the beef? It's right here, so let's just take a bite of our beef and see who has something to say this time. Some nice grilled steak. Could use some sides. You shared the food with 5 people, 13 HP and 6 stamina, but a boatload of social. Shing, shing. Helen sits at the end of the table, sharpening her extremely large knife. She pauses robotically and stares at you when she notices you looking at her. Yeah? Well, that's a big knife, Helen. Good eye. You ever use that? Every day. It's a gardening knife. I'm a gardener. Her response is fairly conclusive. You'd rather not pursue the matter any further. Ah, Sam. Now before we head out, let's play with Fievel for a little bit. He is hungry, though. We'll just play for right now. You play peekaboo with Fievel. Fievel attempts to mimic you, covering its own face with misshapen limbs and gurgling on something that sounds like ba-ba-ba. Dan approaches the kid with creative trading cards. He talks on and on about stories related to the card game. Fievel learns some of the character names. And I'm looking for a specific one here. We don't really need to feed Fievel anymore once he's old enough to actually go out with us, but Fievel confidently crawls circles around Joel's teddy bear's Fuzzy. It snarls as it eyes the toy hungrily, its hind legs tensing as it prepares to pounce. Hey there, Fievel. I think you've had enough playtime with Fuzzy for today. The baby rat leaps forward and grabs the bear in its jaws, shaking it all around. Puffs of cotton fly out of the toy as Fievel shreds it open with its claws. Fuzzy! Fievel down! Bad! Bad rat! Fievel ignores Joel and continues to shred the bear until it's nothing but shreds of cloth and cotton. That was very mean of you, Fievel. Fuzzy was a good friend for me. Oh, poor Joel. It's okay. If you actually go in to check his equipment, he will still have access to Fuzzy, so it's all good. Spend some more time talking with Fievel. Helen sits with Fievel with her mask off. The child seems to really like her now. When you return later, you see the kid making a little mask with paper. It hands the mask to Helen. Is that for me? Can I try it? It's, very good. I'll use this mask from now on. And that is what I was hoping for. Yeah, as you can see, Helen's got a brand new mask. Now, in her equipment, she still has the hockey helmet equipped, but she does have a visual change to her character to reflect the fact that she is wearing Fievel's mask. A nice little detail. Now, before we head out, we're going to need some more acid flasks, so let's use up the declogger we have with the Puro Care that we purchased to get 2 more acid flasks. Always want a good supply of those on hand. And then, let's see, there's an interesting item I can make with the gasoline, if we have the right thing for it. I don't think this is what I'm hoping for, but it is an item we otherwise haven't seen. Oh no, it is! Explosives! Heck yeah. Explosives, well, are explosives. They deal big damage to all enemies and have a very high chance of stunning them. Very good stuff, very good stuff. With that taken care of, let's hit up the shop vendors before we get to the basement, our real destination for this video. Hello again, Eugene. Ooh, he's actually selling something very good now, a combat knife. This is one of the strongest slashing-type weapons in the game. It's also one-handed, so you can use a pistol in your offhand. I'm gonna give that to Helen right now. Let's just take a quick look at how that compares to the machete she's using right now. Combat knife gives her 60 attack power. Ridiculously good weapon, and this is the first one we've gotten. You can potentially get one much earlier if a certain vendor shows up. Over here, we've got a mace, Crush and Pierce, an antique spike mace, very strong, can survive 2 breaks. We'll also take that. I actually do want to kind of stick to piercing and crushing weapons for the upcoming area, but I'll have Helen stick to the combat knife for right now. Anything else I want to take while I'm here? What accessory do I have on Fievel right now? Needle gloves. I'm actually going to buy this laser sight mount for Fievel. We'll haggle some of the price off that. Not sure how many haggles we have left, but may as well use them while we got them. And let's equip that onto Fievel to make his pistol just a little bit stronger. He's going to, well, not directly stronger, but you know what I mean. He's going to mostly stick to firing with the pistol. Alright, that's all we need from Eugene. Well, actually, let me get his stock of bandages here, and let's take his stock of tonics. We'll haggle for that. 38 off, not bad. And with that, we have a little bit more healing supplies in reserve. Let's get to Mutt's Fish and Chips next. Alright, looking at Mutt's offers, I'm gonna get one that I neglected to grab earlier. This is Auntie Wilma's Crossword Challenge, a hardcore crossword video game for experts only. Huh? What is this? It's like a bootleg. Yes, there's still yet more instances of flavor text if you have the right party members. $100 for a video game? Man, that's just too much like the modern era. Uncomfortably so. Mutt doesn't have any of the items that I'm interested in purchasing, but this one right here is pretty cool if you have the money for it. Champion's Belt gives a small increase to HP and stamina and all stats. Pretty good accessory, but not worth the $312 price tag, at least not with the amount of money we currently have. We're going to take a look at Mutt's normal items. Does he have any bandages left? As a matter of fact, he does. I just want to buy up his stock of healing items because we are quite low on those supplies, and that looks like that's all the stuff he has that I care about, so we'll move on now. Now, before we move on to the basement, I'm actually going to take the Earth Disc and the Mars Disc back. There's a couple things we're going to want these for, so I will want to keep them in my inventory, and we'll have another way to get into the ground floor coming up by the end of this video, hopefully. And looks like we've got another bus passenger here. This guy is not too threatening to us, though. Let's just go all out against him, use an aim shot here, have Helen not do massacre. We can just carve with the combat knife. Fievel will, of course, do a pistol multi-shot. we should be able to do some pretty nice damage to this guy. Yeah, he's not anything too threatening. Whoa! Okay, Helen, settle down, settle down. Pretty good, pretty good. And she only gets better from here. Fievel got 2 level ups there. And with this, we are at the door to the basement. Pop that sucker open, and get a nice little track as we reach the basement. We got a couple rooms to explore starting out here, so let's get into them. Looks like we got a enthusiast of manga, anime, and toku here. And over there, whoa! Hello, this is Antoine. Now this guy used to be a complete joke. Now he is actually extremely dangerous, as of 1.03 I mean, so don't mess around with this guy. One thing to note about him is that he has a permanent counter status, so let's just have Helen do a normal attack, and let's have Fievel and Dan use gun attacks. That's very important, a very important distinction there. Because when Helen hits this guy, well, you'll see. So we fire the pistol shots at him. No effect on Antoine, but nothing too bad, so nothing too scary there. But Helen attacks him. Oh, that's weird. Maybe he has it now. That Yanma kick, by the way, absolutely destroys you if it connects. This guy, last time I fought him, he had a permanent counter status that just caused him to do a physical attack against everybody who did a physical attack against him in retaliation. It completely annihilated Joel when I had him use round saw jaw on him. Let's do some pistol shots here. This is going pretty well, although that's a lot of damage on Fievel. Luckily, this guy is weak to acid, and this will greatly increase the damage of the gunfire coming in against him. Oof. That actually wasn't too bad. Last time I played the game, Antoine absolutely destroyed me. We got the Yanma belt there. I believe that's another accessory. Let's take a look at that and see what it does for us. Enables the use of the Yanma kick. I haven't had a chance to play around with that, but boy, it's tough stuff for Fievel there. Let's use a tonic on him, then 2 bandages. That's 80% of his HP back right there. Antoine has a bunch of items for us to collect. Shurikens, a slashing attack that throws, or it's a thrown item that does 3 randomly distributed slashing attacks. Deals pretty good damage. Here we've got a Trilby hat. Now we're not going to be putting that on. An anime figurine over here. We've got a vintage game console. Looks like we've got a can of energy drink here. Boy, we're just robbing this guy blind. Got his Baki here. Gotta take that. And then finally, one last pile of manga. I'm sure Mutt will appreciate all of this stuff. Heading over here, we've got an apartment with quite a bit in it. First off, we got some abnormally large cockroaches, though they do not jump into your inventory like roaches we've encountered thus far. We've also got a lot of supplies in the bathroom, which is really good because we've been burning through our healing items like crazy. Huh, what the heck is this? Well, looks like, wow, that roach is armed to the teeth. Do roaches have teeth? Let's not think about that. Instead, let's just go all out on this guy, see if we can't take him out before he rolls up into a ball and becomes difficult to hurt, because that is indeed something he can do. Nice little jumping attack there to deal a good chunk of damage. It's quite weak to crush-type damage, so that works out pretty good for us. That submachine gun he has seems to be loaded with packing peanuts, so not overly concerned about what he's capable of doing with that. And there we go. Clyde is down. Clyde is no more. You know, I'm gonna use that energy drink on Sam. He could definitely use the stamina boost. One of the things that Mutt sells completely eliminates our stamina concerns going forward. 2 frozen veggies, some potatoes, and some rice. Very good, very good. Heading into this room, let's see, we'll of course raid this drawer over here. And get $50 in cash, not too bad. Hello. Let's not mess around here. As always, whenever a boss fight comes up, you always want to set up your nitro boost. I need to reload my guns now that I think about it. Let's have Helen go for the carve again. I want to use Massacre very, very sparingly, as you can imagine. I do not want to sacrifice her HP to get her out of Fallow Wills, especially when she doesn't have any of the Fallow Will skills at this point. I mean, she only just recently learned Salt the Earth. Okay, Jennifer is going at it with all those legs that end in fingers. Strange, strange. Ooh! Yeah, at this point in the game, many of the bosses pick up the ability to act multiple times per turn. The basement area used to not be that much of a concern. Nothing you came across was really all that powerful, but the 1.03 update super buffed a lot of the enemies, making them much more credible threats. energy drink there. We're actually going to just give that right to, well, yeah, we'll give that right to Fievel. He could kind of use the energy. Let's reload our guns here. Oh, Fievel actually managed to get his reload through. Didn't notice that. Here we get a thick fur coat. The winter coat is a pretty decent piece of armor. Is it better than the patchwork jacket? By quite a bit. Is it worth losing the HP and agility? I think we can pass on it. Dan's not doing too bad. What we could really use is some more footwear, honestly. Photo album filled with family pictures. Well, let's take it. Why not? I'm sure we can make some decent money. I don't think I don't think the family in this apartment's making much use of it anymore. Here we've got a first aid kit and a considerably more freaky looking roach boss, which is saying something considering how the last one looked. This guy is a bit more of a credible threat. This is Auguste here, but we should still be good to deal with him. Just keep doing the aim shots. We're still not in a situation where we really want to bother with using Massacre. Get the Nitro boost going. That should help us out quite a bit against this guy. Once Sam is able to get his turn in, he'll be able to do his crush-based jump attacks, which should deal some really good damage against Auguste. Don't bully Fievel. He's a little guy. Look at how low his HP is. And yeah, here come the multiple jaws, getting some bleeding spread around the team. Little damaging, but nothing I'm too concerned about. Dan, go for another aim shot there. Helen, go for another carve. And of course, Fievel, just keep on blasting. So I started blasting. Sam is bleeding, but he'll be able to walk it off, except I'm going to use the bandages to get rid of that, because I'd rather he didn't. Let's see here. Let's give the Baki to Fievel. Give him a little bit of recovery there. There we go. Those are the Antoine's apartment and Auguste and Jennifer's apartment. Those are the only ones on the basement floor, so now we can get into exploring the rest of it here. This area leads into a utility room, or this door. This door leads to the security room, and this door is locked currently from the other side. Let's take a closer look at this. It's got more disc indentations. It's the door to the building's security room. It's locked electronically. There is an equal sign etched onto the handle. Now, we can get into this room right now, but we can't get everything within it, and there's no purpose for it to us right now, so we're actually just going to pass up on this and come back for it later. Inside here, we've got quite a few things. That's also a new enemy. I've never seen this guy before, so let's see what this guy's got for us. Give me food! Give me! I'm so hungry! What do you eat? Do you have bandages? I have bandages. Give them to me! Give all your 11 bandages? Sure, he seems like a trustworthy guy. Yes, give them! Steve devours the bandages, tearing them to shreds like an angry dog. I give you treasure! Trade! Steve scrapes up a bunch of scales off his back and hands it over. It's a bit disgusting. You get 11 silver dust. Hello, friend. You have more? No, not right now, Steve. I'm sorry. Okay. Goodbye, friend. Okay, so he's actually a friendly. Steve can be traded bandages for silver dust. Now, what exactly do silver dust do for us? Where did those go to? Is that in our gear? Is that in our key items? Where the heck did the silver dust go? Let's talk to him again. Hello, friend, you have more? Sure, I got more. Yes, give them to me. Give all your 0 bandages? Yes, give them. Okay, he somehow ate our 0 bandages. That's a bit disgusting. He got 0 silver dust. Okay. We're gonna have to look a little bit closer to see what we can do with silver dust. I must be overlooking it somewhere. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. A pinch of shiny silver dust could be valuable. Could throw to blind an enemy. Not sure if that was worth our bandages, but I didn't want to hassle Steve. Here we've got more doors that are locked with the discs. Let's see, number 16. We don't have anything that's valued 16 at this point. This door, on the other hand, number 5 is etched onto the handle. We do, in fact, have 5. We've got Pluto, so let's just slot that in, open this door up, and see what awaits us in here. Here we get a Claymore. This is a 2-handed slashing weapon that, like the mace, can also sustain 2 breaks before being destroyed. Do note that the initial break does still lower the attack power of the weapon, and the second break it can suffer lowers it even further. There's a simple lock here, one of the only simple locks in the game that's actually located on a door, and it can be opened with our lockpicks, same as any other safe we've come across. Bunch of status cures in here, and a tonic in the back, so we'll definitely want to take that. Oh, bottle disinfectant, actually. We can combine that with bandages to make tonic, I believe. And over here, strange ring with green gem. Or maybe it was, I can't remember. I think it was bandages and, or no, it was disinfectant and cloth to make bandages. Bandages and something to make first aid kits. Anyways, the door we just walked into, I do want to actually draw attention to this before I go any further. Note this blood trail. Originally, the blood trail was not there. That was another thing that was added in 1.03. Because of how dark the utility room is, it was actually very easy to miss this door. I actually didn't see this door the first time I made it to this area, and I blunder around for about, I'd say like a half hour before I realized this door was here. Anyways, this is the boiler room. Now we're faced with two choices. We can head to in this left direction, or we can go right. The left direction leads to a dead end, so we just want to go right. Dead. Lots of dead bodies in the boiler room, and it is quite large. It's more like an aqueduct at this point. Crazy how much the building has mutated like this. Over here, we've got some pipemen. These guys are vulnerable to piercing and crushing attacks, and they are largely neutral to missile-type attacks, so we're just going to use our standard tactics here. A jumping attack with the mace, followed up by a bullet, should usually finish them off. Helen can also just cut them to shreds. There isn't anything that Helen cannot cut. I'll mostly be ignoring the pipemen, because they're worth relatively little experience, and also don't give that much money, so it's really not worth our time to engage with them. Heading over here, we've got another new enemy here. Another pipe-based threat. We've got the Pipe Man Snake. Nothing too threatening here either. Once again, same tactics apply for dealing with these guys. Do a jumping attack. That's enough on its own to finish them off. Alright. Fortunately, these enemies are pretty easy to avoid, and they're not super aggressive, so we can make it through no problem, I feel. Heading down this way. Hey, what the heck is this? Some kind of coil or really large cable, and oh dear. Looks like we've got some corpses that aren't quite dead, or maybe our definition of dead just varies slightly. I'm gonna sandbag a little bit, because these guys have multiple stages that they progress through, and you get different sprites for each stage. Stop bullying Fievel. We'll just keep sandbagging here. There we go! Hey, you're a handsome fella. Let's see what this guy does once he's fully exposed himself. I feel like I shouldn't word it like that. Okay, he's just emitting steam. Unfortunately, everybody is being blinded by that. I haven't really had any reason to have Dan start streaming, because it's just effective, or it's just effective enough to have him fire the rifle. Let's go for a pistol multi-shot here, make sure we can take this guy down with little issue. Luckily, Fievel avoided being blinded there, so no accuracy penalty for him to worry about. Now, let's check this out here. Some kind of tick. Well, nothing we probably can't handle just by using our conventional tactics here. Doesn't seem like it has too much HP. With that taken care of... Huh. Ominous. Doesn't look like it has anything to say to me, though. Wonder what that connects to. We want to head north first because there are a few items to collect here. A roll of bandages and a first aid kit. Could use some bandages after we just gave them all to Steve over in the other room. Let's see, here we've got a Pipe Man back. This guy is, again, pretty vanilla enemy. Nothing here is too terribly interesting. Not anything I'd be overly concerned about, really. Let's have Fievel fire off some pistol shots. There we go, not bad, not bad. He's a good kid, and he's got good aim. Okay, and definitely keep the gun loaded up. Do not want to have Fievel trying to take down enemies with an empty pistol. Looks like we got a couple more ticks over here. We'll come back for these guys, because first I want to see if I can get some equipment here. Got a hard yellow hard hat, got a pair of rubber boots. Get some footwear onto Dan. Just cover those things up, Dan. You're disturbing me there. Gives him the kick ability. Get a mop here, as well as a jug of Clysocks. Some pretty good stuff. Clysocks can be combined with things to make gas bombs, which blind and stun enemies, but deal relatively low damage. For these guys, we're just going to go with normal attacks. The ticks have a rather annoyingly large chance of evading jump attacks, I've noticed, so not a big fan of going for that. It's a kind of a waste of stamina. As you can see, they're not too threatening. Okay. Sorry, my throat's getting a little dry. Just came off a session of recording for Persona 3, so got quite a bit of speaking under my belt today. I've probably gotten more water before I started this recording. Looks like we got all the water we need within the game. Note that the rotting corpse has just turned into the sapper charge clerk in the landlord's apartment. The enemy sprites are quite bugged in the boiler room, I'm afraid. You can drop down from atop waterfalls with action button. Alright, let's drop on down. And once again, we're faced with left or right, but we gotta go right. Once we make it right... What the hell? We're trapped! What's that over there? Well, we got a lever here. No choice but to flip it. And once you flip it, you feel an urge to run away. That guy is going to start beelining towards us. That is the Boiler Beast, and you do not want to get caught by the Boiler Beast. Now, in the earlier updates, or the earlier versions of the game, the Boiler Beast was not too threatening. However, as of the 1.03 update, he is another enemy who has been buffed tremendously. In battle, he gets 3 actions per turn, and when he catches you, he gets a free action where he uses his Gore Vortex skill. Gore Vortex hits the entire party for about 60 damage. Ridiculously damaging attack to get hit by, and will quickly kill your entire team if you let it hit too many times. Here, we've got another interesting enemy, the Tall Pipe Man. Looks like there's something a bit off-screen. It's too far to hit, I'm afraid. Now, you can kill the Tall Pipe Man before his gimmick comes into play. He's getting a little bit closer. Let's just keep whacking away at him. I might actually accidentally kill him before he gets a chance to do his thing, because we're doing pretty good damage here. And there's the Pipe Man's face. Just a little hello from the Tall Pipe Man. Anyways, we'll take that out and then move back to taking out the body, assuming that killing the face doesn't just take him out altogether. Hey, 69 damage. Nice. Okay, there goes the face. Yeah, killing either or results in both of them dying. Though, funnily enough, the face can drop down even after the body has died. Well, I suppose this is the boiler. Doesn't look very inviting, I gotta say. Now, we want to continue west, but there's something to check out to the north here. Actually, you know what? No, it's not worth risking it. We'll cover everything there is to cover in the boiler room, but if I head all the way north, we're going to be trapped by the Boiler Beast, and the only escape will result in a ton of backtracking. Before we get into another encounter, I want to give Fievel a tonic here, because we got a pretty tough enemy coming up. If you wanted your first major hint that this game takes place in Canada, we've got the Enforcer here. This guy is really, really dangerous, so go all out on him. In fact, I'm gonna set up a nitro boost, aim shots, of course, do some carves here, get just everything and the kitchen sink going at him. You want to take this guy as seriously as a boss, because he hits hard. 3 quick pistol shots from Fievel, an excellent hit there. The laser sight's already paying off pretty well for Fievel. He doesn't even really have a particularly amazing luck stat. Got a full stack of bleed. Oh, jeez! Scores! Oh, God. I didn't realize he could resist the bleed status. Yeah, that's not too good, not too good. Let's hopefully take him out before he gets any more of those shots off. Yeah, this guy can be pretty dangerous. Dude, we're missing everything. What's happening? Okay, thank you, Helen. Helen with the save. Alrighty, and get a hockey stick. Hockey stick is a two-handed crush weapon. It's not too notable. I mean, it's decently powerful, but something that is notable about it is that in earlier patches, it was bugged in a very amusing way. It was indestructible. It would never break. That was kind of a unique niche, given how quickly weapons could break in the earlier patches of the game, but it's nothing too special right now, and that was supremely lucky, I gotta say. I went the completely wrong way. If we got hit with a Gore Vortex there, things would have gotten very scary very quickly. So, it's a good thing we, not necessarily dodged, but didn't get hit there. Continuing on, let's see, I think we have to head left. Got another bug sprite there. Okay, I think that door is the one that I want to take. We've got another lever to hit. The reason we... Ooh, nice, fireman's axe. The reason we hit a dead end earlier, or we would have hit a dead end if I went left earlier, is because there was another gate that was blocked off with a lever. We need to hit this lever here to release that gate. And now we can get out of the boiler room. Now, there's quite a lot to the boiler room. As you probably noticed, it is a gigantic maze, and there are a ton of things to see. A lot more ticks than we've killed so far, and the game's premier bonus boss. I'm not sure why that enemy corpse is not walkable through. Since the game has been out, the enemy corpses have just been so buggy for this area. We've hit the lever that opens up this area. Note that there is also a game to grab in the boiler room, but I'll come back for it when we're going for a bit more of a thorough clear of the boiler room. Here we've got the Pipe Man Misery. We better put him out of it. And to put him out of it, we're just going to, once again, engage in all our standard tactics. We're going to need to get something to restore Helen's stamina there. Get a violent swing. Nice! The crit damage from Helen is just obscene, especially with that combat knife. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, Sam's party is victorious. Don't dally, because the Boiler Beast can show up in any room. Hey, that's a nice little sound of guitar music. Now, let's just pop this sucker open, because this takes us back to the utility room. Very nice. So, we have a little shortcut back there now, and looks like we have a little community in the basement here. Hello, dear. You look like hell. I'm Musette, and I'm waiting at the storm with my new friends here. Why don't you join us? Sit down. We have some soup ready. What can an old nurse do for you? Can we have some soup? Of course. Here, have some. Soup is very nice as it gives about 40 HP back to everybody in the party. Nice little appreciable heal there. Let's talk. So, what's your story, Musette? I'm a retired nurse. I've been volunteering at a soup kitchen for the past 2 years. I was headed there when all of this started. I'm always happy to chat. Who are the others? What do you want to know about? That guitarist over there looks pretty interesting. That's Robert. He lost his voice, the poor lad. He had a beautiful singing voice. I've walked past his busking spot for years. A real shame. He's still figuring out how to play the guitar with those wiggly fingers he's got. He'll get there, I'm sure. What do you want to know about? The thing with the teeth. Ah, Michael. Breaks my heart to see him like this. He looks scary, but he wouldn't hurt a fly. We're safe with him. Don't worry. I saw him every time I got my mail. He worked at the post office. He wrote this beautiful poetry. Had such a way with words. We were running for shelter, and he went back to get his dog. He came back to us as this. Well, you see. He doesn't really talk, just mutters. We gave him some chalk to write with, but he ate it. He must be so scared, so confused. I still care for him as long as I can. He might still be in there somewhere. Hell, even if he's completely gone, we can't just push him away. As long as he's not a threat to us, we'll care for him. And, the big furnace. That's Placid. Placid. He helped us find our way here. I'm just getting the pun there. He seems to have become one with the building's water pipe somehow. He's been making sure the whole building is supplied with water. He has a hell of a story to tell. Go ask him. And, the card players. Those 3 are students. They were going for their morning courses when this began. Ran into this building with us. The disaster got them good. What do you want to know about? Well, that's everybody. So, how'd you end up here? When it began, I thought it was some kind of earthquake. Screaming in the streets, police sirens, car crashes. Saw people get dragged into a sewer, a man get devoured by a police car, a woman split in 2, both halves crawling away like crabs. I thought it was going mad. By the time I was inside, it turned into this, some kind of bird. 12 of us made it here. And no, I haven't tried flying. It's tempting, but I think I'd break every bone in my body. The wings are not helping my back pain either. And, anything interesting nearby? Well, there's a lot of mold growing south of here. Be careful about that. Seems dangerous. Some folks with us went down there to see, and they didn't come back. Go up north and you'll reach the underground parking. Dangerous place. Lots of scary things wandered in. And that's everything that Musette has to say, so we'll just leave her be for now. Next up is Robert, of course. An enormous undulating mass of flesh covered with maws of sharp fangs. It approaches, scores of tubular limbs sucking at the floor like siphons. A hiss whistles through its sharp teeth as it appears to smell you. A repulsive blue tongue licks your arm. Seems to consider something for a moment, then moves away. The enormous monster is ignoring you. Hello? The monster seems startled by the sound. Produces an annoyed hiss. The enormous monster is ignoring you. Want to shake? Several tongues extend out of a few maws to gently inspect your hand. After a minute of this, the creature seems satisfied and retracts them. And, yeah, there's nothing else to really say to him. How about, this guy over here? The strange creature is playing guitar, sitting on an amp. Hello. The creature nods a few eyeballs at you. And, what are you playing? Creature shrugs. Well, it sounds nice. One of the creature's tentacles gets stuck in a guitar string for a moment. You sense a pang of frustration as it keeps playing. And, what happened to you? The creature shrugs, gesturing at itself. And, okay, well, that's, everything that he has to say. Let's talk to Placid over here. Nice to finally meet you, Sam. You had quite a few adventures, huh? I'm Placid. Wondering how I know your name? I got eyes and ears all over the place. My guts run all over the building. I'm fused with the building's entire water distribution system. The main furnace has gone rogue, but I still have enough smaller ones to do the job. You have me to thank for those hot showers you've been taking. Ah, so we got some justification for that. It's a thankless job, but I'm good at it. See anything interesting? Oh yeah, I have a good view of bathrooms for the most part. Shower heads give me a nice field of vision. Hey. Most taps give me a view of a sink. Not super exciting. Toilets are even worse. Just the darkness from inside the water tank. And, where do you get the water from? Extended 8 pipes all the way to the St. Lawrence River. I run those bad boys through a carbon filter and boil it in 4 stages, just in case some otherworldly gunk found its way in there. Yep, you don't even need one of them little tap water filter attachments anymore, not when you got a real pro on the job. So yeah, it is strongly implied that this game takes place in Montreal, Canada, if you've been curious where this is actually happening. How did this happen? I'm a master plumber and a licensed water heater installer. I was working on the building system with 4 journeymen and 4 apprentices. This building's an old refurbished hotel. Yo, I was actually thinking this place reminds me more of a hotel than an apartment complex. Kind of goes a way to explain, like, having a bar and a convenience store in it. And it has an extremely archaic system. I wanted them to get some experience, see? 3 of them came back from a smoke break looking real pale. They attacked us a few minutes later, when we were working. These thin, flexible pipes wriggled out of them like metallic worms. They got me real bad. When I got here, I looked like a tangle of broken pipes. I went to rest on this furnace where I had set up some of my tools, and, well, this happened. It's a thankless job, but I'm good at it. You need anything? I got everything I need, son! Okay. Good to hear, good to hear. If you kill Placid, that's a good way to make sure your showers no longer have hot water, by the way. 3 strange creatures are playing cards. Hey, some new folks. Hi, you can sit with us if you like. You look familiar. Do we have French lit course together? I guess you wouldn't recognize me. Got a bit of a makeover. Meat. You smell like meat. I'm hungry. Come closer. I'm sorry. Ignore it, okay? It just talks like that. Tell me about yourselves. Not much to say. I was studying nature sciences at CEGEP. Didn't expect my degree to become obsolete overnight. Human sciences. I want to be a psychologist. Might need to rethink that career choice now that half of my brain doesn't understand boundaries. I understand them just fine. I just don't respect them. You know what? I get it. Was working through an art degree with a focus on writing. Guess that's still worth something. You play a lot? I haven't really played poker before this. Not supposed to gamble. I haven't been doing so well. I play online a little. My, condition isn't helping. What can I say? Lady luck's on my side. I'm a natural. Can I play with you guys? Sure, you can enter the next game. We use pennies as chips. Got some? You need at least 5 pennies to play. Sure, let's play for a bit. I think I'm winning this one. I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, I think I'm still in this. I call. Ha ha ha, we got 3 aces. That's good, right? Shut up, shut up, shut up. God damn it! Well, I fold. Betrayed by your own id. What a shame. Ha 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 ha. My one good hand of the day. Why are you like this? You'd make 2 pennies over a few rounds. Alright, so we didn't really break even. You have some fun playing cards with him for an hour. Not sure if that actually does take an hour. You guys need anything? I'm fine. I'm good, thanks. Nothing here. All good. I need you to put your head in my mouth. Don't do that. There's treasure in there, adventurer. Just teeth and death. Okay, you guys are cards, if you'll excuse the pun. Anyways, to the south is another major area, but we want to head north first. This will take us to the parking garage, and I don't really care to do anything in the parking garage right now. Well, there is one thing I want to get in the parking garage, but we want to make our way through it because there's a very important thing on the other side of the parking garage. Heading up this way. Hey, it's another astronomer. Also, there's another door to pop the lock on here, taking us back to the security room. Another little shortcut there for us. But let's talk to this astronomer. Been a while since we've run into them. Last one we've seen is Jasper. Hello, I'm Beryl. You're on the 3rd floor, right? Seen you before. Glad you're still with us. I'm looking for something, but it's not really safe. What you doing down here? Well, you know, looking... actually, you know what? Do you need help? Oh, hey-o, for sure. I could. The astronomers and I need all the help we can get. I've been looking for something, but I'm not really sure what. It's complicated. I think it's nearby, though. What are you looking for? Had a dream of Guardian with glass eye, quietly watching the skies and recording it all. At first I thought I was looking for a telescope, but nah, that's not it. Then a security camera. But most of the security cameras here are inside, and here's the problem. To see if there's a recording of outside, we need to look at the security footage first, and if we do that, we get exposed to the visitor. So what can we do? We need someone to watch it for us, and who'd do something like that? Well, figure something out. Talk to Jasper. Our next hint for a offering. Did you look outside? No way! You see what it does to people? It's bad, dude. Really bad. There are far worse things. Tell me about the astronomers. We're amateur astronomers, I guess. There's only 4 of us now. We're gathering records, pictures, anything of the visitor, try and make meaningful contact with it. Studying the visitor is incredibly dangerous. We lost a few. Our founders, Sybil and Edwin. God forbid Jasper is taken from us as well. Wait a minute, Sybil? She's my neighbor. Your neighbor? That doesn't make any sense. Sybil is gone. She lived in apartment 12 on the 1st floor. Maybe you're talking about another Sybil. That's so weird. How could that be? I knew her a little, but she was already afflicted when I first spoke to her. She left quite an impression on me, but only Jasper really knew her out of all of us. She was the first of us, perhaps even among all of humankind, to ever lay eyes on the visitor. Unfortunately, she paid dearly for it. Jasper said she observed the visitor for months, and it had devastating effects on her. There's nothing left for her but this awful sludge everywhere. Meaningful contact? Our founder, when she was still with us, had a theory about the visitor. She thought the effects it had on observers were failed attempts at communication. She spent months observing it, trying to establish communication as it came closer and closer. Unfortunately, she observed it through a telescope. Her attempts at communication ruined her, and in the end, she had nothing to show for it. She just grew less sane and human by the day. What we're doing now is based on some of her final notes. Probably won't work, but what else can we lose? It's the end of the world. And, what happened to Edwin? Edwin wasn't a full member of the group, but he was a great help. He'd been an amateur astronomer for a long time, a lot of useful equipment. He was the first person our founder went to after she discovered the anomaly in the sky. As time passed, he grew reclusive. We could still borrow equipment for a time, but we haven't heard from him in a month now. We presume the worst. And, what's wrong with Jasper? Jasper's still with us. He only had a tiny peek at the visitor through a filtered telescope. They didn't fully understand the effects of the visitor at the time, unfortunately. Though he's certainly changed since looking at the visitor, I think what really changed him was losing Sybil. I don't think she knew how much she meant to him. He was trying so hard to keep her alive, keep her together, as her mind and body betrayed her. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if we could talk to Sybil about any of this. Something to keep in mind. Now, heading up next, as I've been mentioning, is the parking garage, and there are a couple of scary things in the parking garage. Tires are not one of them, but we'll take them relatively seriously, all the same. And by relatively seriously, I of course mean I'll give them a chance to actually pop out of their tires and show us what they really are. And it's a little tire worm, it seems, a tirepede, even. Not that that really helps it, we're just going to blast it and call it a day. Okay. Surprisingly resilient. Maybe I should have had Dan use a aim shot. Okay, no, that wasn't necessary. We're gonna have to load up Fievel's pistol there. He's getting low on ammunition to fire. There we go. Good as new, good as new. Now I'm going to be avoiding a good chunk of the enemies in the parking garage because I don't want to fight them just yet. This guy is closing in on us and he is going to pay dearly for his mistake here. This is the traffic cone. Again, pretty vanilla like the tire stack. He's gonna pop out, show us what he really is, and we are going to take him ever so slightly more seriously as he's become the traffic crab. I shouldn't bother having, let's see, Helen use her, stamina. God, I'm tripping over my words terribly right now. Traffic crab is slain, and we are victorious. Now, you want to move quick, 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 quick. Remember how they were saying the cars are not friendly? Yeah, the cars are not friendly. The cars have suffered mutations, too. Now, one thing to note, let me just stand out in the center here, and remember how we got that, car key? Well, if we hit the, lock button on the fob, you press the button on the key. Hey! You unlocked the car's trunk with the key. There was a shotgun and ammo inside. I'm a bit displaced from where you actually open it. You're supposed to actually be directly facing the car to pop it open. But yes, we get a double-barreled shotgun from that. Why am I looking at Sam? The double-barreled shotgun is like the hunting shotgun, can hit multiple enemies and has very powerful point-blank shots, but it can only hold 2 shells at a time, so you need to reload it frequently in battle. I kind of prefer the war rifle, but it has its uses. Originally, there were 2 double-barreled shotguns in the game, but the second one got removed, or rather the alternative one you can get, which is behind an herbicide door, that one got removed because there was a pretty nasty bug with, well, not nasty for the player, but nasty from a game balance perspective, bug with the 2 shotguns. If you had 2 characters using double-barreled shotguns, you could send the ammo into the negatives because they both pulled from the same point in the game's code, and they essentially had the same the same ammunition tracker on 2 separate characters. If you had 2 characters fire multi-blast shots with the double-barreled shotgun, they would go into negative ammunition, and that would effectively give you infinite ammunition with the shotgun. Pretty funny. I can see why that was the solution that was taken to just deal with that. Probably easier than figuring out. And it was the only case where you could get 2 copies of the same gun anyway, so no skin off my nose, really. Note that the war rifle is a distinct weapon from the old rifle. This guy is proving to be surprisingly dangerous. I was just showing this guy off because I didn't want to neglect an enemy that wasn't considered a boss encounter. All of the cars, as you can imagine, are pretty nasty customers. Over there is a cop car. We want to move like hell. Got a SWAT van over there coming along. We got another enemy over here. Let me just top off my health a little bit. We got beat up pretty bad by that last guy. We will use 2 of our tonics, 1 on Fievel, 1 on Dan. Actually, we'll use the 3rd one on Sam there. We're doing okay. We're doing fine. We just need another visit from the nurse, and we can top ourselves off once again. We'll take this guy pretty seriously. I don't want to have any mistake. Ooh, wow, this guy's fast. And he just totally pissed off Fievel. Alright, let's have Dan get his aim shot. Terrific hit. There we go. That guy is toast. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. Let's grab the junk before we get out of here. I believe it is possible to actually encounter the regular version of Morton after you've encountered the monster version of him. So just one of the weird things that can happen in the game. So we may as well take junk just in case we run into him again. Grab all this stuff. And the reason I want to make it through the parking garage, well, you probably see something pretty horrifying over there. We'll look at that in due time. But there's a very particular reason I want to make my way through the parking garage. Hey, over here! Help! You can't help me from here. He's out of your reach. We're gonna have to see if we can... Oh god, that was terrifying. We need to see if we can get higher there. I also didn't realize we could be attacked by the danger shadows. Here's another door that we can unlock. Takes us back to the center of the parking garage, right by the police car. We gotta see if we can get to higher ground to help that guy. And conveniently, we've got an elevator right here. And a monster within the elevator. Hey, is that part of Jean? Must have gotten some distance from her. Anyways, we're just gonna jump attack it and call it a day. Hit it with some aim shots. Have Helen carve it. Fievel, once again, just keeps blasting. So he starts blasting. Nice, good crit, Fievel. 2 crits in a row. Ah, it's coming together beautifully now. Nice violent swing from Helen, and that guy is out of here. With that taken care of, we now have access to the elevator. We can make our way back to floor 3 now. Good stuff, good stuff. And since we've gotten... Oh, hey, this guy's getting my way. But since we've gotten quite a bit done now, I'm actually just gonna leave that guy hanging because I'm a little rude like that. And we'll come back for him in due time. Come on, is embrace death? I am not sure what that does. Hopefully it's not anything too scary. But yeah, we're just gonna leave that guy hanging. I'm sure he's got the arm strength to tough it out. We'll be able to get him in due time, Hey, more shadowy enemies. We're just going to ignore that guy. Don't feel like dealing with him. Make our way back to the apartment and get a huge boost of experience. Oof, what a day. You were away from a long time. The danger was thrilling. Exploration bonus, 750 XP, 12 morale. Fievel is now level 8. What a day, what a day. Let's leave out a meal for the roaches while we're at it. We'll take these frozen veggies, mix them with some raw beef. I'm sure the roaches will be very appreciative of that. And now we're going to take this opportunity to just take a little load off, get some sleep. We actually pulled an all-nighter inadvertently. It's now early morning. It's now 6, only 8 days left. Hey, what the heck? I'm gonna wait a little bit before talking to this guy. Let's talk to Sybil first. Good morning. How are you doing today? Yeah, most of my perishable food is pretty gross now. I couldn't fit a chicken into the freezer, so that's gone now. Oh, I'll be okay as long as I ration. But I'm getting kind of sick of canned food. Canned veggies, canned tuna, canned beans. Oh, don't forget frozen pizza bites. Just want to eat something real again. So what's new? Anything interesting happened since we last spoke? Well, quite a few things, honestly. Let's update our save here. The Astronomer wants you to find security footage of the outside. I suppose it could be obtained from the security room, but that seems so dangerous, so off limits. They've turned into cars, huh? Sure they did. Oh, come on. All the things I've told you, Sybil, and that's the one you don't believe? That's right. Mock the next door shut-in and tell her silly things. So, what did you really see down there? Ah, the elevator works again? Then, that's great. You probably had it with the stairs at this point. Oh, so you've been through a lot, huh? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I can smell your cooking through the wall, and I get jealous. Let me know if you find anything good to eat out there. I'm sick of frozen food. And with that, let's talk to this guy now. What is it doing in your room, and why is Sybil the background? That's obviously a bug. Does it want to get closer to you? The dark cloak seems somehow enticing. You don't know why, but you know that it is warm. Safe. Maybe you should walk inside? Oh, Sophie's choice here, huh? Not Sophie, the game Sophie, but you know what I mean. You have been pulled into the darkness. There's nothing here except you and it. Hundreds, thousands of fingers push and prod at you. The touch doesn't feel hateful or violent. They're delicate. Loving. They effortlessly dig into your skin like you're a lump of dough. You feel a hand reach into your brain, another pulls your lungs out of your chest. Your arms and legs feel impossibly long. The countless hands work you with great delicacy and precision. You feel no pain at all. You are simply unwound, like it's the most natural thing. You see nothing but the slowly fading mask, and then you see nothing. When the pain finally comes, it comes all at once, and it never ends. Well, that was unfortunate. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Let's just load up our save and try something else. Sybil is, of course, going to give us her little spiel here. Be skeptical of the cars, because that's the most shocking thing. And now we can talk to this guy once again. Okay, doesn't want to get closer to you? Better go through this conversation slowly. Let's ignore that. Maybe you should walk inside. No. You try to shake off intrusive thoughts. Let's step back. Step back. It looks disappointed. Was there some kind of misunderstanding? Never do this again, Shadow. It seems to understand. Can you behave? You think you get it to understand boundaries. It leaves your bedroom. Good. So, now we have a new ally, but not a new party member. If you complete the Shadow's side quest, he will give you an item every single day. Completely random item, sometimes something really good, sometimes he'll give you a Puro Care. Every day he'll have something new to give you, so just talk to him and see what you get. The other way you can go about that conversation where you let him kill you, that also gets you an achievement, but yeah, I honestly kind of recommend cutting this side quest short and just getting the, what was it? The $350 cash payout. Sorry, this has been a long day for me, so my brain is starting to leave on me. Who the heck are you? Let's take somebody out of my party real quick. Let's just unequip Dan. Dan, you've done good, but I'm kind of tired of you, so get the hell out of here. Dan, hey, my buddy, my pal, it's Sam. How's it hanging, buddy? You can just kick back a little bit, Dan. Nice. I can chill at home and play some games. I think he's happier like this. Now, let's talk to the new fellow in our bathroom. An incredibly bizarre person in a frumpy trench coat stands before you. You can't make out any part of their face, and a discomforting skittering sound comes from under the coat. We have disguise. We help friend. Serious. The voice is a cacophony of screeches and hisses. We follow and fight. We help, okay? We fight good. We bite. We tough. Okay, sure. Celebratory chirps and hisses erupt from beneath the trench coat. Yes, we follow. And we've got a new... oh, no, we have to add him. Hello, friend. Let's talk to him real quick. Hello. How you doing? Relaxing at home is nice, but we are good to head out at any time. Are you enjoying being humanish? No, we hate paying bills and watching the news. It is almost tax season. We have to file individually. Oh, God. What do you think will happen? No matter what happens, roaches will be there. And did you look outside? Yes, yes. There were billions of roaches, trillions of roaches. Okay, I'm glad to see that you're happy about that. Let's add you to the party. We are ready to go. And this is our new party member, Roaches. By feeding the roaches you bring back to your apartment enough times, they will eventually conglomerate into this guy. Roaches is pretty interesting. He has a cowboy hat and a trench coat that you can't unequip. They're decent enough armor pieces, I suppose, but not great. We can give him Dan's war rifle. Sure, Dan is happy about that. And let's give him some accessories. He also is not able to use foot equipment, which isn't that big a deal. Paint-stained apron is probably good, and let's see, we got that lapis band earlier, so I guess we'll give that to him. Roaches, as you probably expect, has a bunch of unique skills based around cockroaches. He can hiss at a target to cause panic, or he can fire roaches at them to hit them with the unique roach status effect. His damage is also like Joel's Teeth Storm, based on his remaining HP, so that's pretty good. The Roach status effect was recently buffed as of version 1.03. Originally, it was just a one-tier, very weak DOT skill, but now it is a triple stack DOT, like the Bleed status effect. So that makes it a little bit stronger if you manage to stack it fully up. In addition, from Roach Cannon, Roaches can inflict the Roach status effect just by doing normal attacks, and once he starts leveling up, he'll get skills that revolve around the Roach status effect. The more of it in play, the more powerful those skills become. But I think that is enough for this video. When we come back, we're going to head back to the ground floor, and we're going to see if we can't rescue that guy who was dangling over the worm. Hopefully he was able to hang in there overnight. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.